Number 7. Ghost Hunt Gone Wrong. It's never a bright idea to go full Rambo mode into one of the most dreaded paranormal sites in the state, especially when you're a noob in ghost hunting. Why? Because you'll go from that to running for your spare pants in a heartbeat. That's exactly what these Mystery Inc. wannabes found out when they decided to explore an old creepy-ass building. Let's just say the experience was a bit more than they could handle. Take a look.
Look at that. Looks like somebody fell through the roof or something. These are stairs. I don't know. Watch where you're stepping now. This is a room. Can't really see, but it's just a big empty room with, it's like the fireplace caved in or something. See that? Alright, let's go in here.
Get out of here. Oh snap, watch out guys.
This
A lot
is
of wood.
creepy, dude. You hear that? Creepy.
Hey guys, look at that hole.
Huh?
Looks like someone tried to fill it.
That's creepy, man. Hold on. You hear that? Shh. Quiet. You hear that? Did you hear that?
I heard something. You go on first.
What the hell is that?
Whatever it was. Creepy as heck.
Oh.
I don't know.
Creepy.
This kitchen looks overheated.
Bricks falling down. This whole wall's gone, dude. That's crazy. Old stove. I don't know how to do. Hold on, you hear that?
What? I heard it too. Oh man.
All right, let's get out of here, man. It's creepy. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my! Get out of here!
Armed with their poor equipment and a few kids who should have just been doing their homework, they ventured into the old boarding school, one said to have been destroyed by a cannonball during the last Civil War, tragically killing everyone inside. As they moved deeper into the building, eerie whispers began echoing from the shadows.
That's creepy, man. Hold on. You hear that? Shh. Quiet. You hear that?
And their unreliable flashlight was doing them no favors. Shaken by the growling coming from the shadows, they decided it was time to turn back and head for safety, but not before coming face to face with a chilling figure lurking in the hallway. The sight of it sent them all into a full-blown panic, racing toward the nearest exit in pure terror. But come on, let's be honest, wouldn't we all? Number 6. Laundry Room Poltergeist. On a quiet Friday night, while just trying to handle some laundry, this lady got the shock of her life. Everything was chill, just hanging clothes to dry, until she turned away for a split second. And bam, this happened. Take a look at the bone-chilling footage caught on her security camera. Being home alone, with her husband working late, she swore it was the first time anything like this had ever happened. They were sure the house wasn't haunted, until now. Judging by the way the rack crashed violently to the floor though, it's pretty hard to deny there might be some otherworldly stuff at play. I mean, clothes don't just get yeeted off a drying rack, and racks don't topple over with no wind. Did you catch the cat bolting right before everything went haywire? Of course, there could have been strings pulling everything, but we don't see any in the footage. Could it have been a pesky poltergeist having some fun? You decide. Let us know in the comments. Hey, what do you think of the new design? Dark, isn't it? Well, you better hurry up because the Halloween edition ends on the 7th of November. and once it's gone forever. Number 5. The Hat Man. After a long night of partying, a group of girls, along with a few guys, were driving home, pretty cooked, when they decided to make a quick pit stop at a local store. Little did they know that the night still had one last thrill in store for them. As they pulled up to the parking lot, one of the girls, still feeling the effects of the night, spotted something strange in the distance. At first, the rest of the group brushed it off, thinking she might have had one too many drinks, but determined to prove she wasn't just imagining things, she pulled out her phone to record. What she caught on camera left them all in stunned silence.
De que está cerrada la Dairy Queen, güey, sigue en construcción. Cállate, y hay un señor allá adentro. ¿Qué chingados hace ahí, señor? ¿Qué hace ahí? Es un señor con sombrero.
No se ve nada.
Ya no se ve, pero sí se... No.
Ah, no, sí está.
Sí está.
Ah, ese es el velador.
Ay. Un velador no se va a vestir como si fuera, no sé, turista o acapulqueño. No se va a vestir
como la
así.
muerte, para asustar a la gente y no se meten a robar por
No
eso.
chingues.
A man in a hat briefly appeared sitting in the corner of the store, except this was well past closing time, and no one was supposed to be there. What made it even creepier, he looked totally relaxed. Not exactly the vibe of someone sneaking in. Security guard? Maybe? But how come he vanished as soon as the camera panned? She swears the figure kept appearing and disappearing before she finally caught it on video. Was it a spirit hanging out in the shadows? Or just a reflection playing tricks? We'll leave that one up to you. Number 4. Chilling basement sounds. This scary video is about to take you deep into the Welsh countryside, where a quiet couple's life took a terrifying turn in June 2018. Alan and Christine Tate had lived peacefully in their cozy home for over 11 years, when one night, Christine heard something strange, eerie sounds coming from all over the house. The kitchen, the bathroom, even the basement seemed to come alive with unexplained noises, leaving them utterly freaked out. Determined to find out what was going on, they set up recorders around the house, and when they played them back, well, take a listen for yourself. They scrambled to figure out the source of the blood-curdling screams. But as they moved from room to room, one terrifying realization hit them. It wasn't coming from outside, and none of their neighbors were the cause. But unfortunately for them, it didn't end there. Soon enough, the sounds became even more terrifying. Banging started day and night, drilling sounds so strange they even began to wonder if these were demonic growls. Hours and hours of these scary noises got captured over time, and they weren't about to just sit around and take it. They checked with their neighbors, thinking maybe it was construction work, but nothing. They even put their ears to the cellar floor, desperate to track it back, but nope, nada. The sounds were coming from inside their house, muffled, almost like they were coming from some other dimension, or maybe a portal to the underworld itself. Desperate for answers, they decided to take things into their own hands. They dug a hole in their kitchen floor and dropped recorders inside, hoping to capture whatever was lurking below. But instead of answers, they got even more chilling sounds. Spooked beyond belief, they took the recording straight to the police, hoping for some help. But as you might have guessed, the cops didn't buy it. They called it paranoia and gave the place the most half-hearted investigation imaginable, claiming there was nothing unusual. And this is where it gets real interesting. Alan and Christine weren't about to take the L. They did their own research and uncovered something that made their fears all too real. They found out that an abandoned World War II bunker and a hidden underground road ran way too close to their property, almost 2.5 miles from an old colliery. Suspecting they'd stumbled upon some kind of illegal underground operation, they did what anyone would: packed their bags and got the hell out of there, living out of a camper van to stay off the grid. A few weeks passed and silence. No one heard from them until a strange poster surfaced in Gloucestershire, hinting at what might have happened. To this day, Alan and Christine are still completely in the dark about what might have been happening beneath their old house, making this one of the most unsettling mysteries in modern Britain. But what was really happening underneath them? Was this elderly couple right in their suspicions? Could the cops have been in on it? Or was it just a clear case of paranoia? Drop your thoughts in the comments section. Number 3. The Cursed Mummy. When it comes to the paranormal, YouTuber The Willow Project is as skeptical as one can be. He's always believed that ghosts and all things supernatural are just cap, tales spun out of fear and paranoia. He believes there's always a logical explanation for any so-called paranormal activity. So to prove his point once and for all, he decides to visit a local antique store and buys the item with the spookiest backstory he could find, without even waiting for the owner's do's and don'ts. Feeling pretty stoked about his dope item, he sets up his camera to film the unboxing of his latest acquisition. But he made the fatal mistake of throwing away the little note left inside the box because he couldn't understand what was written there. It didn't take long for things to go south, as he claims to have been losing sleep, hearing voices through the walls, and lights flickering on and off when no one is around. His followers, mostly fellow skeptics, brushed it off as just another stunt. However, as he records himself trying to make them believe, the lights in his bathroom start going berserk, with a doorknob mysteriously moving. But the entity he brought home was just getting warmed up. A few days later, after returning home from work, he walked into the bathroom to find it completely trashed. At first he thought his roommates were pulling an elaborate prank on him, until he noticed the taps running by themselves. With no one else home at the time, he instantly knew it had to be the mummy acting up again. Then things got even creepier, as the evil began spreading throughout his house. One night, as he was trying to sleep, strange noises echoed down the hallway. When he stepped out of his room to investigate, this happened.
You guys hear that? What the hell? Hello? What? Come on. It's not turning on. Shit. What the hell, dude? I'm getting enough of this shit. Seriously. Hello? Hello?
someone or something kicked a ball toward him. And when he entered the bathroom, all the lights were mysteriously dead, while the knobs started moving on their own, all at stupid o'clock. Despite these terrifying events, his followers remained skeptical, dismissing it as a hoax and daring him to set up cameras in the bathroom to prove it wasn't all smoke and mirrors. So he did just that, setting up 2 separate cameras. But the cameras captured even more eerie moments, like the bathroom cabinet flinging open on its own, the taps running, and other inexplicable incidents. By this point, it was getting harder to discredit his claims, but the real shock was yet to come. His cameras were about to capture the most terrifying evidence yet. This clip drove the point home. There was absolutely no way he could have opened the cabinet himself, proving once and for all that something supernatural was at play. From that moment on, he came to terms with the fact that this entity had become a permanent part of his home. He even started playing what he called a game with what must have been a friendly ghost. Take a look.
Guys, this is what I've been doing for the past few days. Yo, that's so nuts, dude. Yo, I kid you not, there's like, for the 100th time, there's nobody behind there, and I have 2 angles running. Look, I'll turn on the light. You see me? I'll close the door behind me. Okay. Check this out. There's nobody in here. Nobody in this room. I'm literally at the entrance. As you can see, we have to turn on the light. Nobody's underneath there. As you can see, turning on the light. Okay. Closing the door. Closing. And remember, I do have 2 angles running. As you can see. Okay. This door is closed. And I'm right here. You see this? Nobody's here. Behind there. In this unit. As you can see, I'm at this corner of the room. I'm opening this door. Nobody's here. Nobody's here. Nobody's walking. Nobody's crawling. Opening, see on this angle here. I will show here, as you can see. I will show here again. Nothing, 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 nothing. Nobody's behind me, as you can see. Okay. Nobody's on this angle. You see this? I'm telling you. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. What the hell? I closed this door. What the f, man?
Among all this madness, you might have missed the doorknob moving just before the door opened on its own. From what we've gathered, this guy is a gamer on TikTok and had never posted paranormal content before taking on this strange quest. Do you think these are real paranormal activities caught on camera, and that he brought home a truly haunted piece?
Did that move?
Let us know in the comments. Number 2. Phantom Intruder. On the night of July 2024, this family's motion detection camera captured something so terrifying it left their faces pale in fear. Living in a neighborhood known for high theft rates and the occasional wild animal wandering into homes, they had installed cameras for extra protection. But just after midnight, one of the cameras detected movement in one of the rooms, alerting them to a potential intruder. What the camera picked up that night, however, was unlike anything they'd ever imagined. This was the chilling footage that made them seriously consider leaving the area for good.
Attention, you are under surveillance. 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 Attention, you are under surveillance.
Someone, or something, was seen riding their kid's bike around. Although quite subtle, there's no way it could have been done by the wind or someone from the other room. The bike kept moving even after entering the room, without a single soul in sight. How do you even begin to make sense of this? Number 1. The Haunted Basement. It was a pretty chill Sunday afternoon, and Reddit user VanillaBear24399 decided to film her 2 dogs playing in the living room, while her brother played video games in his room. Everything felt normal, until she started hearing strange knocks and the unmistakable sound of a doorknob turning. Turning her camera toward the source of the disturbance, she captured this. According to her, this was the first time something like this would happen in years, let alone be caught on camera. But the house itself isn't free from a paranormal past. She claims that although the house belongs to their parents and isn't particularly old, there have been instances of eerie knocks and small noises here and there that often left the family unsettled. Adding to the creep factor, she shared that she's dreaded the basement-turned-storage room since childhood. She always felt like someone or something was watching her from the shadows. Every time she went down there, she'd feel an unsettling tightness in her chest. She also recalls a time while growing up when she saw a fully formed figure of a man standing at the doorstep of her bedroom as she read a bedtime story to her younger sister. Since they had no male guests then, and the figure was only there for about a second, she thought she might have just imagined it. But this wasn't the only strange encounter around the house. Her brother also once saw a figure like the one she'd seen, only this time it was in the basement. And on another occasion, her little sister screamed so loud that it woke the entire house. They rushed to her, thinking she was being attacked. And when she eventually spilt the tea on what actually happened, she said that she'd seen a shadow at the bottom of the staircase. Now that they've managed to catch something on camera, will it be enough to convince their parents to have the place cleansed? I guess we'll never know.